going to be moving a little bit more maybe dynamically today, and so we'll be building up everything. So just keep listening to your body, just go to the option that feels best for you, and feel free to do your own variations as well if you like. So on the next inhale, let's lift up so we're on our hands and on our knees. Then we're just going to spread the fingers a little and just try and ground the hands down. Imagine you've got little peas underneath the palms that you don't want to crush. So you're almost like making kind of suction or arches underneath the hands to stop there, to protect the peas. And then we'll exhale, and we're going to just push into the hands and sit backwards, hips towards the heels. So it'll be similar to class I did on Saturday, but we'll make it a bit more intense maybe. So inhale, let's bring the shoulders back over the hands, and then just notice how you're holding your shoulders, so we can push down as the hands and lift out the shoulders and protract the shoulders. Exhale, let's bring our hips back to our heels, so nice and easy, just push the floor over the hands there. Inhale, let's bring ourselves back up, so our hips are back over the knees and hands over shoulders. You might want to lean a bit more forward for more stretch in the wrists, but make sure we don't overdo the wrist there. So again, exhale as we start to lean backwards, pushing back into the hands, sitting hips to the heels. And then inhale as we bring our body forward. And then we're going to bring our shoulders so they're over our wrists and stacked. And we're tucking our toes under, so flex the feet and push down into the toes now, and just lift the knees about an inch off the floor, and just try and maintain a nice position for your spine. So just do 2 cat-cows so we know what we're doing. That's fine. So on the exhale then, let's start to let our middle sink down and our chest lift and head lift. And we'll reverse breathe here. And then on the inhale, we'll start to round our back upwards. Try and keep the knees still, hands still under the shoulders. So me hovering cat-cow is inhale, or exhale. Let's go the other way. Don't worry which way you breathe in. And then last one then, let's round your back upwards. From there, let's drop the knees back down. Let's untuck the toes. Let's bring our hips back towards the heels. And then we're going to bring our right hand behind our back, so towards the right foot. And then the left hands, we're going to sit up onto our heels, if that's okay for the ankles, so we can always pad them up, or come higher if we need to. And then the left hand's going to reach overhead, and we're going to push down and now lift our hips up maybe, if it's not too much for the knees. So kind of arching our spine there. From there, we're going to exhale, sit our hips back down again. So cartwheel the left hand back around, we're back on all fours and into box position. So tuck the toes under and then lift the knees and breathe in. Exhale, let's drop the knees, untuck the toes, sit back, right hand behind us, same again, exactly the same. Left hand swoops overhead, push the floor away, and then inhale, maybe lift the hips and arch. And then on the exhale, let's sink our hips back down. Left arm's going to reach forward, going to come back into box position, right hand forward too. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and just take a breath in. Try and keep that nice neutral position for your spine that we did in between cat-cow. Exhale, let's drop the knees, sit hips back to the heels, right hand again, so same way again. Behind us, left hand swoops overhead, maybe lifting the hips. So we push into that right hand. And then exhale as we sink the hips back down. Cartwheel the hands round, so our legs might be starting to feel they're getting a bit warmer. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and inhale. And then final time, then exhale, drop the knees and tuck the toes, sit our hips back, right hand can swoop behind us, left hand overhead, we can press down into the floor, lift our hips. Inhale there, and then exhale, let's sink the hips back down and cartwheel the left hand forward, right hand forward, and we're coming back, tuck the toes, lift the knees into the little box. Okay, so from here then, let's tuck your chin in and round your back up, so maybe exhale, box cat-cows again, 2 of them. Inhale, let's arch the opposite way, coming up, lift the chest, and draw the shoulders back away from the ears. So do one more, exhale, let's box cat-cow, and round the back up, so come back to the usual way we breathe with these, and then inhale the opposite way. Exhale, we'll bring the spine somewhere in between the two, the legs might really feel that, maybe it's just one, and then we'll drop the knees down, untuck the toes, sit back, maybe, so you may need to not sit back so much, you just see how the ankles feel. Left hand this time is going to reach behind, right hand's going to reach overhead, we can either stay sat back or maybe lift the hips and arch. On the exhale then we'll start to sink the hips back down, and cartwheel the hands forward and bring ourselves back up into either all fours, or let's come into box in the hover position in between each one, so work the legs a bit more. Exhale again, let's sit back and tuck the toes, left hand reaches behind, right hand overhead, lift the hips, so inhale, and then exhale as you lower the hips down, right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches forward, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and then inhale, box. Exhale, drop the knees and tuck, sit back, Left hand reaches behind, right hand overhead. Lift the hips, inhale. And then exhale as we drop the hips. Right hand swoops forward, left hand forwards on all four blocks. Inhale, is that last one or is another one? Exhale, if we got one more, drop the knees and tuck it back. Oh, yeah, that's the one. Inhale. Achieve it more maybe, and then exhale as we sink the hips. Let's come back onto all fours and then let's hold box position. Knees in there. So just again check how you're holding your spine, keep bracing, draw your belly in and up. If your shoulders are sinking, let's push into the hands, lift out the shoulders. Check that they're not crushing those peas. Lengthen the neck. You're breathing. And then from there, let's rest. And if you want more, if you've got loads of energy, keep the knees going. Untuck the toes, and we'll push the floor away, sit back. So just nice, easy movement. If you want to rock side to side, what we did at the start of this, inhale, let's come forward. You might want to lean a bit more, stretch off the wrist, but depending on how the wrists feel with that. Exhale as we sit back again. If you want to rock side to side a little bit, inhale as we come forward, maybe bringing our hips through or leaning a bit more there. So 2 more of these then, just moving around however you feel. Inhale as we move forward. And then just last one, loosen off the legs a little bit, we're going to give them a shake. And then inhale, let's come forward. So on the exhale, let's tuck our toes under, let's sit back. But this time we're going to push away the floor and lift our knees in the air and lift up more and more into downward facing dog. So inhale, let's lift the hips really high and roll forward into a full plank position. So a leg straight plank rather than the knees hovering. If you'd rather go for 3/4, though, we can always rest the knees altogether. And on the exhale, let's come back in reverse. So bend the knees towards the floor, push away the floor with the hands, sit hips towards the heels, lift up through down dog and wave forward again into a plank. So plank waves there. So again, exhale, let's bend the knees, squat back, hips to the heels. Inhale, lift and wave forward into your plank. And then final one, exhale, let's bend the knees, squat back. Inhale, lift and roll forward into your plank. On the exhale, tuck the elbows in, tip forward, use your knees if you want to for the first lower. Try and keep your body like a plank now as we slowly lower yourselves down onto your fronts. Let's then tuck the toes there, just take an inhale. And on the exhale, we're just going to start to wave our chest off the floor. So maybe a little bit, hands off ground, and just check how your lower back feels. So if you feel pain, pinching, maybe stay or come lower. If it feels good, we'll be coming higher. So we can exhale and lower. Inhale and let's come back up. So again, either the same position or maybe coming a bit further. Just keeping an eye, your back feels right with it. Shoulders put down and elbows tucked in. Inhale or head back. And then exhale, let's lower. Let's do 3 more cobras of your choice. So as inhale, let's wave up. You might even want to lift the thighs for up dog or any variation there. So shoulders back, elbows, you can tuck them in. Inhale. Oh, exhale. Keep breathing. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, let's wave ourselves up. So nice front stretch. Inhale, so really drop the shoulders, squeeze the elbows in. And then exhale, let's slide down onto our fronts. So we'll be off the hands now in a moment. So tuck the toes under. Either use your knees for a push-up or don't use your knees. We'll be coming back into your plank, lifting the hips, then into downward facing dog. So let's lift high onto tiptoes, inhale. Exhale, let's start to bend the knees again, coming back into that squat. Let's look forward, walk, step, or if you want to hop, we're going to move to the front of the mat anyway that you want to get to the front. When you get there, you might want to bend the knees quite a bit. So inhale, let's lift our chest up halfway and try and find that box position, so in between the cat and the cow. And on the exhale, we're going to reach our chest forward and then fold more and more into the legs. And again, you can keep the knees as bent as you need to, so it's not too much pull for the back of the legs. You can just let go of the shoulders, head, and just check now, do what we did with the hands at the start with the feet. So you can spread our toes and see if we can imagine kind of, in a way, try and create arches and maybe more inside there and put peas underneath our feet and just in the arch. Don't crush them. If you want to sway or pedal out as well, feel free to just keep noticing, moving how you feel. So let's bend the knees then quite a bit and inhale. So you're going to push down, use your legs now, then to roll ourselves up to stand. So 1 vertebrae at a time, we're going to slowly lift up. When we get to, so we're just going to roll our shoulders back and down and lift our head at last. Inhale. and then exhale. So again, just standing nice and even. If we're not at the front of the mat, you might need to step a little bit forward. So just bend the elbows. As the inhale, start to reach your hands upwards towards the ceiling. On the exhale, let's bring our hands in towards prayer. Bend the knees and fold back in towards the legs. Inhale, let's lift up through that halfway position again. And then we're just going to step backwards with our right foot. So big step back. So we're in a lunge. Easier, rest the right knee down. Otherwise, we're not resting it. Keep it in the air. Bend it, breathe in. Push into your left foot. Let's roll up into a standing lunge. And so like we just rolled up then, just focus on rolling your spine so it's nice and upright. Let's bend the elbows and inhale, reach the hands upwards. And so if we're really struggling, then have a go at maybe loosening it off and then bend, or have a go at, to reach up without that, or drop the arms otherwise if we need to. So shoulders are nice and free of tension. You might find as we reach out, we get more open in the front body. And just check how you're holding that front leg. So you might want to have a go at opening it or bending the knee over the ankle. The front leg can come more parallel to the floor, so you can have a bigger step to make it more intense. And again, just to avoid that kind of compression there in the lower back, you might want to focus on kind of pulling the ribs in or bending the back knee a little bit. And then shortening the space between the hips and the ribs. So let's add some movement here as well. So we're going to add those twists. On the exhale, we're going to lean over the front leg and wrap our hands around it. So we're turning towards the left leg. So right elbow's going to cross over and then on your hip. Left hand's going to reach behind our back. So we're twisting to the left. And then push into your right foot as inhale, reach the hands back up again. We're going to try 3 more of these. On the exhale, let's lean forward and twist to the left. So we're kind of spiraling round. And then push into your left foot as inhale, reach the hands back up. Just try 2 more of these. On the exhale, let's lean forward and twist. Inhale then as we reach back up. And last one, exhale as we lean forward and twist. And push down, inhale, reach then the hands back up. On the exhale then, we're dropping our hands down inside the left leg. Just remember, we're going to face the wrong way. So just going to start to crawl as low as we can, all the way around. So it's twisting until we're facing the right foot. So facing away from each other, and then push down into the hands and slide the right foot underneath towards down dog and then up in the air behind you. So down dog split. So right leg's up in the air, and then let's bend the right knee and start to turn our hips to the right. So we're twisting our body to the right there, pushing deeper into that left leg. So left leg's now, you may need to keep the left leg bent. If it's quite a big stretch from the back of it in time, maybe straightening it more, and just keep bringing your right foot to your bum, keep twisting. Open to the side there. Another inhale then to extend the knee. Exhale, let's lunge the right foot to the outside of the right hand now. It's a bit wider than we just stepped back from. So more in a lizard lunge. So we can sink the hips down a bit more than we did in that other lunge. You might need to rest the left knee, otherwise keep the left knee in the air. And then we're going to reach the right hands up and twist here. But more of a lizard, so it's a lower down lunge where your body can sink inside the right leg. So just reaching up with the right hand. Maybe even popping it behind the back or opening up a bit more, twisting a bit more. Keep sinking the left hip down to get a nice stretch in the front of the left leg as well. Push, lift out of the left shoulder, so keep turning the chest. So use the left hand to help you twist. So a couple more breaths here. You can really be active in that back leg by really lifting the back knee there. On the exhale, we're going to drop our right hand back down. We're going to face the right way again. So we're going to crawl ourselves back so we're facing over the left leg. Inhale when we're facing the left leg, and then exhale, step back into downward facing dog. So you're going to take a vinyasa, so that cobra we practiced. Inhale, let's lift our hips and roll forward into your plank. Squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, let's lower ourselves down for cobra. Inhale, lift the chest. Shoulders back, elbows in. And then exhale, let's press back into down dog to repeat for the other side. Inhale, let's lift high onto tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look for walk, step in or hop into the front of the mat. Inhale, let's lift and lengthen halfway. And then breathe out, forward bend. Let's bend our knees and breathe in. Push down, breathe out, let's unroll up. And then roll the shoulders back, head at last, inhale. Just stand nice and even on the feet again. Get ready. Bend the elbows down, inhale, reach up. And exhale, let's fold towards the legs. Inhale, lifting the chest up halfway, and then breathe out, stepping our left foot far away behind us. So right knee staying over the ankle. Easier, drop the left knee on the floor, otherwise just bend it. push into your right foot, so just check if you're rolling in on a foot, so spread the weight nicely through it, and then start to lift up into your standing lunge, and bend the elbows, inhale, reach out, and then just adjust your lunge position. So you want to bend the back knee, if you want to shuffle wide, if you've got loads of leg energy today and you're like, want to go a bit deeper, find out maybe a nice front stretch in that left thigh. Just check how you're holding yourself. On the exhale, let's lean over the right leg. Let's bring our right hand behind our back, and then the left elbow over the knee, and turn, and see if you can roll the right shoulder open to the side there. You might get a nice stretch in that shoulder chest too. Push into your right foot, so inhale, let's come back to centre in forward lunge. So try 3 more of them. Breathe out, let's lean forward and turn towards the right leg. Remember, knee can come on the floor anytime, so if you want to drop the left knee down, you can. Push down to your right foot, inhale, reach out. If you feel really wobbly, another option would be to use your left hand for balance. So as you come lean forward, the left hand could come on the floor and then the right hand could wrap behind. Otherwise, so you can keep the hands up. Push down, inhale, reach up. And final time then, exhale, let's lean forward. Twist towards the right leg. So again, just check if the right hip's sweeping out, tuck it in. Inhale, push down, reach up. Exhale, we're going to crawl around. So drop the hands down and start to walk ourselves around, so we're facing the wrong way, ready for down dog split. So our hands are either side of the left foot, let's slide the left foot up behind us in the air. So inhale. So keep pushing back into that right leg. You might need to bend it, remember if there's too much stretch. And then let's bend the left knee too, and start to roll the left knee up and behind us. Keep pushing away the floor with the hands. So keep spreading the weight through the hands, remember the P's. So inhale to straighten, exhale, lizard lunge, so left foot a bit wider now, so outside the left hand. You're going to stay here and sink, so just bring the foot forward. If it doesn't quite get there and you end up being on your tiptoe, so you can just use your hands to push the left foot forward, so knees over the ankle, and your body is inside the leg rather than outside, so the leg's not getting in the way of the stretch there. Inhale, let's reach up the left hand. So we're twisting towards the leg again. You may want to keep sinking the hips down. Easier, rest the right knee on the floor. Otherwise, don't rest it, just keep lifting. And same with that right shoulder. Keep pushing down into the right hand, or use the right hand to help you turn more. You can open up even further if you want to add on a back bend. Lift the chest, reach behind. Up to you. Hand behind the back. Any variation there. And again, exhale, let's crawl back round so we're facing the right way. When you face the right way, we'll step backwards into downward facing dog. So take a vinyasa. Inhale, let's lift and roll forward into plank. Squeeze the elbows in, exhale, let's lower down for cobra. Inhale, let's lift the chest. Shoulders down, head back. And then exhale, let's lower back onto our front. So we're coming to child's pose. Inhale, press the knees. Exhale, let's rest where we started. If you want to just rock or sway, slowly breathe in. Okay, so when we breathe in next, let's come back onto our hands and onto our knees. And just get our hands nice and set up. We're going to step the right foot now to the right. And then just find a comfortable position for the foot, so no strain feeling in the knees or hips, pinching in the hips or anything like that. So you can always go a bit wider or behind, and different position will alter the stretch as well. So from here we're gonna, as long as that left foot's okay, if we'd rather not sit on the left foot, we can just lower down into the elbows there and lower, 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 lower. Hopefully that will increase. Otherwise we're going to start to sit back, lowering our hip onto the heel. And this left foot, then you can either keep where it is, or you may want to maybe flex the foot onto it, rotate the thigh, and just so you can start finding a stretch for the inner thigh. If the left knee or ankle doesn't like it, remember, just stay higher or support it with a pillow or something. So we're going to have a go at adding in the back bend that we did at the start with this position of the legs. So if we don't like this at all, we can just come back to what we did at the start and keep both knees in underneath us. Otherwise we're going to keep the right leg wide, and we're going to have a go at a box hover position and with the leg wide as well. So on the next inhale, let's lift back up. So push down into the left leg in the floor, push into the knee, right foot, and then lift our body up onto all fours. So tuck our left toe under, lift our left knee so it's hovering, and then more challenge would be to lift the right leg off the floor too, just a little bit. And then we're going to rest the right leg down, rest the left knee down, untuck the left toe, sit hip back to heel like we just were. Left hand can reach behind us, and then right hand's going to come overhead and then lift our hips up and breathe in there. So we're coming in and out of these poses. We'll do 4 of them like we did on the other one. Exhale, let's sink the hip down. Let's cartwheel ourselves forward, up onto all fours. Either keep the legs in this position or box hover. Left knee's going to lift, right foot lifts too if you want that extra. Exhale, let's lower, untuck, sit back, and then cartwheel the left hand behind, right hand overhead, lifting the hips, inhale. So 2 down, 2 to go. Exhale, lower the hips down, start to swivel yourself back to center, press up, maybe lift the knee and left knee and right foot. Keep lifting out the shoulders, strong through the arms, inhale. Exhale, let's drop everything down, sit back, and then try and drive by lifting the hips up there. Feel that left thigh work into. Inhale, squeeze your bum. Exhale, let's lower. Cartwheel the hands round in front. Let's push down on all fours. Tuck the left toe, maybe lift the right knee. Inhale. And then exhale, lower. Sit back. Last time. Left hand reaches behind, right hand's overhead. Inhale. And exhale, let's sit back. Down. Cartwheel the hands forward. Just go your own pace if I'm going a bit too fast. Just slow it down yourself and we'll all meet up here. So we can stay here. We can just rest. We can come into the stretch. Or hold the right leg in the air for a bit longer. Ouchie. My left leg's burning. Keep going as long as you can. When you need to, just rest everything down. Nice, well done. I start doing it. Okay, so from there then, let's bring the right knee back in underneath us. And feel free if you're still going with that, keep going. And then just for a short time, you're going to reach the hands out in front for puppy dog. So if you want to come onto your fingertips and almost try and close the fingers together, like pinch to the floor and strong through the fingers. If you feel they don't like it, then just come back palms on the floor. And then from there, we may start to drop the chest down and make sure that elbows, shoulders are okay with this stretch. There's no kind of pinching or pain in the elbows or pinching the shoulders. So start to melt down until you feel a stretching underneath the arms, chest, sides of the body. You can go for forehead or chin, chest. So puppy dog, but maybe with fingertips. Okay, ready for the inside. So slide, pull our hips back, and as we pull our hips back, the hands will slide back. And then I'll just roll back up onto your all fours. Sweep the left foot to the left. Inhale, play around with the angle, it feels great. Remember, if you can even see what the different angles feel like. So if you have the leg more forward, you might feel quite a bit of bigger stretch. Just see what's happening there. Either just stay with the hips lifted and then lower the chest down to increase, or sit back and lower at the same time. So in time, maybe sitting on the right heel, if that's not too much for the knee or ankle. The left foot you may want to spin up as well, or keep it grounded, so just play around with that. Just take a few breaths here. If our knees are not liking this, another thing we can do, which might help, it depends on, not there and I'm not sure why, you can put some, like a blanket maybe underneath the knee, and that might help if it's not liking being closed in that position there. Hopefully though everyone's feeling good. So we're going to move in and out of the kind of camel position. So as inhale, let's lift forward, keeping the left leg to the side. Let's tuck our right toe under, let's lift our right knee, really spread the weight through the hands, and maybe lift the left leg in the air. Breathe, brace, breathe. And then lower the left foot down, right knee down, untuck the toe, sit back to that last position. The right hand can reach behind if you've got room. Left hand then can start to cartwheel overhead as we press our hips through, and just take a breath in. Exhale as we sit our hips back down. Cartwheel the hands forward, push up onto all fours. Either stay with everything grounded or lift the right knee, left foot. Inhale. And then exhale, let's lower, untuck, sit back. Inhale, right hand behind, left hand overhead. Inhale. And exhale as we sink our hip back down. Left hand reaches forward. Right hand forward. Maybe lift up your right knee and left foot. Inhale. Exhale, lower, lower, and tuck, sit back. Right hand reach behind, left hand overhead. Inhale. What are we doing? One more after this one. Exhale, sink down. The legs might be feeling it. Let's see if you can keep with it. Inhale, let's lift the right knee, left leg. Exhale, lower, lower, and tuck. Sit back. Last time. So just doing the option that's right for you. Rest anytime you need to as well. Inhale there. There's always lots of options. So hopefully this one, good one for everyone. So it's maybe lift the knee, maybe lift the left foot and keep on holding. As soon as you've done the same as you did on the other side. Oh, well done. Just rest. Okay, nice. Okay. It's very strong that I find. Okay, and then we'll bring the left knee back in once you're done. The same. So this one's a little fun. So let's tuck our toes under. Let's start to sit our hips back to the heels. Let's push the floor away with the hands. Let's lift the hips up and lift and away forward again into your press up position. So if we'd rather a kneeling plank, just come down onto knees again. And otherwise we're going to have a go at some presses, some chaturangas, and then some hops in a moment, just a fun part. So if you fancy it, like we did with those lowers into Cobra earlier, we're going to just pause halfway down. So we're going to lower, so we can pause, knees down to make it easier if we need to, and then inhale, press back up, either onto the knees or onto the toes. So we'll do 3 more of them. Exhale, see if we can keep a nice straight line from shoulder, elbow, hip to ankle, rather than letting our chest melt and hips there. Inhale, lower back, sink down. 2 more. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in, let's lower. So really building strength for the arms, core. Inhale, legs are still strong here. Last one will be on our front. Exhale, let's lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lie down. It's an extra lift there. We'll have a good night's sleep tonight, I think. Oh, okay, so we've got our cobras that we did earlier. We may try an up dog if the cobras felt really good. Still strong through the arms, so let's give them a little shake off. So cobra, we can just stick with the low hands off ground or pressing up. If you want a bit more, you might want to bring the hands back a little bit further so they end up stacked under the shoulders. And then we're going to push into the front of the feet. So the front of the feet has been stretched quite a bit. So lift in the knees, so they're active through the legs. Inhale, prepare, and on the exhale we're going to wave up from our centre, so push down into the floor, maybe lifting yourself right the way up so you can draw the shoulders back and squeeze the elbows in and bring the head back too. So nice stretch in the front body, and then exhale, let's lower. If we're tired and we've had enough on the hands, just close your eyes and pretend you're doing a 3 more up dogs. Otherwise, let's do 3 more up dogs. Exhale, let's wave ourselves at all cobra if we want to stick with cobra. So inhale at the top of up dog, and then exhale and lower. So 2 more in your own pace. So you can really lift your head off the shoulders. Instead of letting your shoulders sink down, push the floor away with the hands and try and draw the shoulders, head off the shoulders. Final one then. Pushing through the arms, strong through the arms, strong through the shoulders. And then we'll stay back on our fronts. Maybe give the arms a rest for a moment. Okay, so we'll be pressing back into downward facing dog. So hands back under the shoulders, either use your knees or not. Let's press to plank. And they starting to feel it. And then back into downward facing dog. Okay. So in a moment we'll be coming off the hands into a forward bend at the front of the mat. So if you do want to walk, step or hop to the front at any point, come off the hands, just come to a forward bend that we did earlier. Otherwise, before we do, we're going to have a go at a couple of the handstand tucks, and then we'll be in a forward bend off the hands. So you might want to walk the feet in a little bit closer so the shoulders are already stacked over the wrists. We can bend our knees and breathe in. On the exhale, we're going to see we can lift our hips up and then land softly. So we're kicking our feet up towards our bump, and then as soon as our feet touch the ground, try and bend into or melt down into the floor. It's a lot of effort. Ooh, bit much. And then after we're ready to move off from these, if you want to keep going with them a few more, keep going, and then we'll be walk, step or hop in. Come up as high as you need to, just shake off the arms, shoulders, head. So let's bend the knees then. Inhale, breathe out, push down into the feet and lift. Keep the arms dangling then so we get to the top, and then roll the shoulders back and lift the head up last and breathe in. If you want to shake off or twist or anything. Okay, so spreading the weight through the feet, let's bend the elbows, inhale, reach the hands back up. And then breathe out, let's fold towards the legs. Inhale, lifting the chest up halfway. And then exhale, taking a step backwards with the right foot. So nice long step. So we're back in the lunge we did earlier. Remember, knee on the floor easier, we can stick with the lunge if we want. Push into your left foot, breathe out. Let's wave ourselves up to lunge. So we're going to have a go at a revolved half moon instead. So it is a lot easier with a block or something to give you a bit more height, but if you don't have it, we can always keep the front leg a little bent and not, it'll be a bit nicer. So on the exhale, we're going to lean over the left leg like we did it earlier. We're going to twist towards it. So we can stick with 4 of these kind of lunge twists. The next option would be to reach for a block with the right hand. Bring the block in front of the right foot. Now harder if it's directly in front, then you're more on a tightrope. Easier if you go a bit out to the right, so it's more where the right foot is in front. And then we're going to lean into the left leg more, push into the left leg and get weightless in the right foot. Start to lift the right leg in the air, kick the right leg back behind you, and then roll, twist to the left, maybe reaching up with the left hand or keeping it behind the back. On the exhale then, we're going to curl up. So we can either come back to lunge and reach the hands up. So let's do that one first. So right leg rest back down, inhale, reach the hands up. Or we can just bring knee to chest and curl up if you know that option. Otherwise we're going to stick with this. It's too many options otherwise. Exhale, let's lean forward again. Let's twist to the left or revolved half moon. So we're kicking our right leg, maybe reaching up with the left hand, inhale. And then exhale, let's land the foot back. And then inhale into forward lunge. And another option would be to just hold one of the positions rather than move in and out of them. So 2 more. Exhale, let's lean forward. Right hand can come down, left hand can either come behind the back or circle around and upwards towards the ceiling. And then exhale, let's land. And then roll up, inhale. Just so your own. Exhale, last time, push down, lift up. Inhale. And then exhale, we're coming back through lunge. Inhale, let's reach the hands out, ready to spin around the wrong way. Exhale, drop the hands down inside the left leg and start to walk yourself so we're facing the back of the mat. So we're hands outside the right foot, push down into them, let's lift the right leg in the air behind us, inhale. Exhale, let's bend our right knee and turn the hip to the side. So if anyone wants a little bit more challenge here as well, if you feel stable in the left hand, we're going to move into wild thing. So we can start to get the weight off the right hand, so start to lean into that left arm more. Test how that feels first, maybe go for a finger on the floor. The left foot's going to turn to the right, to the side there. The right foot's going to land to the outside of the left leg, and we're going to push and lift the hips up, similar to the feeling of what we did on all fours at the start. When you're ready, we're coming back into lizard lunge. So we're going to push down, lift the right leg back up, brace. And then the right leg's going to step to the outside of the right hand. Just pull it forward if it doesn't quite get there. Again, left knee on the floor easier, otherwise just keep it in the air. Inhale, let's reach upwards with the right hand and twist. I'm not sure whether I'm going to go a little bit crazy, but we can try a flying option as for a very short time if anyone fancies it. The right hand's going to come inside and underneath the right leg. And then see if you can bring your hands. First flying option will be just to lift both hands in, and kind of like an aeroplane there. Otherwise, we're going to push into the hands. See if you can slide the right foot underneath you into the gap. You might want to bend the elbows like all those chaturangas, and the left leg then may lift and kind of kick it behind us. You can use the right foot on the floor if it's okay for the ankle. We've done a lot of nice stretches for it to help you to get a feel of that lift by pushing into the foot. When we're ready to move on, let's land that back down again, and let's crawl back so we're facing the right way, and like backwards. So don't worry about doing some of the arm balances, and then step backwards into down dog. So we'll take a vinyasa, or we'll just stay put here for a moment before we do the other side. So if you fancy it, we can roll forward into plank. Inhale. So we can come halfway down into the chaturanga, the press that we practiced.
Maybe then untuck one foot, untuck the other, and then wave ourselves straight into up dog. Otherwise cobra. Inhale. And then exhale, we can lift our hips directly from there. And then untuck one, untuck the other into down dog. Or add the extra press in between if you like. Inhale, lift onto tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees at full walk, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. And then breathe out, forward bend. Bend the knees and inhale. Push into your feet, breathe out, let's unravel. So stand, keep the arms dangling and just roll the shoulders back. And then head up last and inhale. Okay, other side, so you know what's coming. So bend the elbows, inhale, reach. And then breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, let's lift halfway. And then exhale, stepping our left foot far away behind us. Remember, blocks to make it easier. Bend the left knee or rest the left knee, inhale. Push into your right foot and lift out into either kneeling or standing at lunge, inhale. So exhale, then we can lean over the front leg like we did before. Right hand can come behind us, left elbow can cross over the knee. We can just stay there if we want to and just do another 3 more of them. Otherwise, our left hand's going to reach in front. We can then start to push down to the right foot, and you might need to lift the left knee if you've rested it. Start to drag your chest more forward. The left legs may come weightless off the floor. You start to push down and straighten in time this underneath leg. You may not straighten if it feels a lot of stretch, and this back leg can kick. The right hand can reach around and turn our chest open to the side there. On the exhale, then let's land back into your lunge or kneeling lunge, and then inhale up. So 3 more. Exhale, let's lean forward, and you push down into that right foot. Lift the left leg, cartwheel the right hand around and up. So inhale, and draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale, let's land back down into your lunge, and then inhale, lunge. 2 more. Exhale, let's lean forward. Left hand can reach down. Right arm can circle around and up. Inhale. And then exhale as you land the foot down. And then inhale into lunge. So 2 more. Exhale, that's a big circle and spirals. Left leg can lift, right arm can circle. Inhale. I lost count now. Exhale as we land. Inhale as we reach up. If you feel like you've got 1 more, last one. If not, just stay up and then on there. Shake up. Exhale, once we've done the same, we're going to cartwheel us, so walk ourselves round so we're facing the other way. So we're facing the wrong way outside of the left foot. Plant down into the hands, so we'll slide the left foot underneath and up in the air behind you to down dog split. So left leg in the air, down dog split. Exhale, stay there, or bend the left knee, turn the hip to the left. Either stay there, or if the right arm feels good, we really push into it. Start to get the weight more into the right arm, but less weight in that left hand. The left leg can swoop behind and then lift the hips up into wild thing. So we'll be coming into that lizard. So it's when you're ready, we'll brace a lot, top or back, stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. So it will wider step than the usual lunge. So remember the first option, you can drop the knee or keep it in the air. Let's cartwheel the left hand up and just stay there. Otherwise you can maybe bring the left arm underneath the left leg and then aeroplane the arms out to the side. So you're a little bit lower and working this left leg there's quite a lot going on. Otherwise the hands can plant down. You can shift the weight forward, squeeze the elbows in, start to come into your press position. We want to, if possible, slide the left foot underneath so it's inside the hands. If you can, not lift the left foot in the air, and then so you're almost like closing, squeezing the calf into the arm. The right leg then may start to lift and kick the right leg in the air there too. You can use the foot on the floor to help you get that lift as well. As soon as you need to move on, just rest. We'll be stepping, walking ourselves round so we're facing the front again, ready for a vinyasa. So we'll work, and then we step into down dog. Keep working with that though if you want to stay there a bit longer as well. Okay, so vinyasa, or just straight into child's pose. So if you fancy, we can move into plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower halfway all the way. Inhale, untuck cobra or up dog. And then exhale, let's press back into child's pose. And then just turn the hands upside down or bring the hands behind us. And just rest our shoulders, rest our head. Slow our breathing.
So when you're ready then, slowly lift up onto your hands and onto your knees.
And then exhale, let's press back onto your tiptoes. Start to push the floor away, lift the knees, and then just start walking the hands in towards the legs and then open the knees out alongside your body, and then just start to fold. You can rest the hands again there, and just make sure there's the ankles okay, knees, hips, and your lower back. So we just kind of in this little squat position. Okay, so from here we're going to have a go at coming into more of a like a yogi squat. So we can lift up a little bit onto our hands and then get some weight into the hands. So you can bring the knees onto the back of the arms or side of the arms, and then see if you can push down to the hands and then step, give yourself a bit of weight in the hands so you can step the feet a bit wider. And then just check it's not too much for the knees or ankles or hips as we start to sit down, or not sit down, but yeah, sit down kind of in between the heels and lower the heels down. If the heels don't lower, we can support them with blocks. We can stay with the tiptoe, play around with maybe going wider. Or if the knees are really dropping in and it's not nice, we can, another option, we can sit on a block as well. And then that's a lot nicer. You can then alter the legs to where it's comfortable. So, and then just be more nice and upright. Really drop the shoulders down and lift the chest. So we're going to have a go at similar to what we did at the start with the lifts, where we lifted the hips and swooped behind and reached the arm overhead. So option, if we're just try and get comfortable in your yogi squat first. So whether it is grab a block or a pillow or something so that it's and not too much to hold it here. We can just stay with the yogi squat, and then we can maybe just keep the hips on the floor, or hips on a block or in the legs in the same position, and just kind of reach the left arm over and don't worry about lifting the hips. And we'll do the other side, don't worry about lifting the hips. So we can always choose and play around and choose an option. Otherwise we're going to be working the legs a bit more and opening the front body, working the back body as well through the arms, and enjoying the nice twists and spirals. So if you do fancy it, we'll bring our right hand behind us. You want to go quite far away, because if it's really close we're going to be in a very tight back bend, so it's going to be quite tough. So a bit further away. So cartwheel the right hand behind, then the left hand then going to swoop overhead. If you want to adjust your feet a little bit there, you can keep opening the knees where the toes where the knees point, and just start to lift up, similar in a way to what I was saying. So drive through the legs. So inhale there, and then exhale, we're going to come back into the same squat position. So start to bring the hips back, push the floor away with the right hand. So push, and then we're back into squat. Inhale. Exhale, and let's do the other side. So left hand can reach behind us, and push through the feet. Left hand, spread the weight through the left hand. Start to lift the hips and right hand up. So nice back bend. So inhale, and then exhale, let's lower. Push into the left hand then, and let's bring ourselves back to centre. Inhale. So let's do one more each side. So exhale, right hand can reach behind, left hand overhead. Push down, lift the hips. So inhale. And exhale as we sink our hips down, push the floor away, back to centre. Inhale. And then last time, the left hand behind us, right hand overhead. Inhale. And exhale, let's lower, push the floor away, come back to squat. Inhale. So on the exhale, then we're going to lower, sit down, and bring our legs in front. So sit down any way that's comfortable. And just hug the knees, and just slowly come onto your back. And maybe give the arms a shake, or push the knees into the arms to stretch the arms, or decompress the wrists. So let's bring our feet down then about hip width. Let's push into the feet and now lift up again. So all similar kind of positions. So push down, lift the hips into a shoulder bridge. So if we've had enough of this lifting, we can put a block underneath and rest on the block, and that's quite relaxing there. We can always straighten the legs. Kind of melt over the block. If we've still got a bit more leg energy, core, back, we want to keep working it, we can either just stay here and then lift and lower, maybe do 4 of them, or if our shoulders back is okay with the upward facing bow, which is a little bit like what we've just done but a bit more intense, we can bring the hands behind us so the fingers point, play around with the wrist, the position that's comfortable for your wrist and shoulders, elbows squeezing in. So we can press up a little bit, maybe look behind. And then we can inhale, maybe lift up even further. If your shoulders are not liking it pinchy, just come straight down or back. Exhale, maybe just bend the elbows. So full presses, inhale, push out, otherwise hold or come down. So again, slowly lower. Try to keep the elbows squeezing in, and then inhale, push up. Let's do one more. Exhale, maybe lower, inhale, push up. And then exhale, if we've done, let's lower onto our backs. So there's one last challenge. We're going to try the full spin around from the yogi squat. So if we didn't particularly enjoy the half spin arounds, we're going to bring our feet together, just let the knees drop open, and then just rest here. And then when we're doing the spin instead, we're going to come into a spinal twist. So we'll all do the nice option together, once each side, and then if anyone fancies trying the other one, we'll move into that then after. So it's coming to a nice diamond shaped position. So our feet are together, knees are open, support the knees if we need to with blocks, and then arms are going to come into an E shape, and maybe get a nice stretch there in the chest or shoulders, if that's comfortable, or find a comfortable position with the arms. So on the exhale, then we're going to bring the left knee over towards the right knee. So we're going to twist to the right, and then maybe just, if you want more, start to bring this left leg more over to the right hand. So start to kick the left leg more, or twist forward. You might even hold the leg, and might get a nice stretch in the back of the leg there as well. So this would be the option if we're not doing the squat variation. So nice spinal twist, and then we'll slowly keep moving in and out of them. Back to diamond shape, inhale. Exhale, then we'll bring our right knee over the top of us. Maybe start to kick your right leg to the side. Maybe reaching it with the left hand. So a nice twist. You can just inhale there. Keep with the shoulders grounded. And then exhale and swivel back to that diamond shape. So we'll either do a few more of these. You might just hold the twist on each side. Otherwise, if anyone fancies it, we're going to try and spin into upward facing bow from the yogi squat. It's a nice fluid kind of transition, and so if anyone fancies it, we'll have a go. So if you do, we'll bring our knees back into the chest with a bit of momentum, and just rock up to step, and then bring the feet back into the owl or the squat. Maybe push the floor with the hands, and then lift up or sit on a block, or come back into squat, howe's comfortable. So one thing with this, we want to try and move the whole hand. So rather than the hand feeling glued down, so if you've got an ultra grippy mat, it might be nicer with it on the floor, or use something so that the hand can spin, and so that it doesn't feel it's not too much on the shoulders. So the right hand will come behind like before. So we're going to lean onto the little finger side at the hand, and as we lean onto the little finger side, we want to turn the little finger more towards the feet. So we're going to turn the hand all the way around, spin around, and then the left hand and they join. So now we're in our upward facing bow that we just were, and then we can come back the same way if you like. So we can start to spin the hand back round, push the floor away, and we're back to centre. So we can do have a go both sides, and then we can try the full circle if we like. So just try, if your hand's not moving, try on a slidey floor instead. So left hand can come behind, so try and roll onto the outer edge of the hand, so little finger side, then the hand can spin, other hand can come down, you can continue that circle or come back the same way. Make sure these arms are, shoulders are okay. Yeah. Or be careful if you're putting something too slidey that you're not going to slide. Yeah, I was going to say you can use that, but make sure you feel stable. So you can try one more each side, or doing a full circle. Yeah, you can practice the hands against the wall as well to get that position, but otherwise we'll go with the twists on the floor that we have. How are we doing for that? We've had to just slide away. There we go. So yeah, make sure it's not too much on the shoulders. Okay, try one more on the other side. Outer edge of the hand. I remember when I first did this, my hand just felt, that's it, my hand just felt stuck, and then once you start finding kind of being able to move the weight onto maybe more through the legs, or keep supporting the core without the hands as much, and yeah, you find it gets easier. Okay, once you've done it once, you're like, oh, okay, what's that? And when you're ready to, then we just lie back on our backs. So we've done a lot of back bends, so we'll do a nice fold to finish. But if there's something different that you feel that you want to do, you might want to do another back bend and stretch off the shoulders underneath you in an interlaced position, or come into a seated fold and stretch the shoulders by maybe a wide left fold with the hands interlaced, or plough with the hands interlaced underneath you. So any stretch your body wants to do. Otherwise we'll do this one. So you can just curl up, hug the knees in to your chest, and just start to straighten the legs upwards. They don't have to straighten, just find the stretch in the back of the legs. So you can just keep bringing the legs in time, maybe letting them straighten more, or strap around the feet, maybe big toe hold. So just start finding a nice stretch. If your hips are lifting and that feels good and you want to come more into a plough, then feel free. But if you're not feeling, if that's kind of taken away from the stretch, you might want to draw your hips down whilst bringing the legs in, and it might increase it a little bit more. There is the option though of pushing the elbows, catching your back, and then the stretch will go, maybe you feel it further up, more the back, upper back and neck. Otherwise you feel more on the back of the legs, or yeah, wherever that your body feels like being to finish off. So whenever you're ready to rest, then we're going to be moving to Shavasana. So keep stretching, feel free to keep moving. And we'll be just lying down. And if you want to give your body a rock, and I quite like to rock to help my muscles relax, so you can either just shake your feet from side to side, or even like flex the feet and then push the feet forward. Flex the feet and push, and that kind of rocks your body kind of one way and then the other. Or you might want to give the hips a shake or shoulders a shake, kind of shimmy. You might want to lift your shoulders and replace them. So just that kind of rocking action helps you relax. And then we're just going to, once we feel relaxed and our body's comfortable on the floor, then we're just going to lie still. Spend a few minutes just resting. We might not get much time when we just do nothing and just lie here and not be planning or distracted by something or analysing anything. So see if we can use this time to calm the mind and enjoy the relaxation. So if you do want to use counting as a tool to help your mind stay here, and feel free to count down maybe a bit more than 10. So unless you want to count down to 0 and then back up to 10 and keep repeating until the time's up. It may take you 5 minutes to do 10 counts, depending on your rate of breath. So just nice, relaxed, your body's relaxed. Even visualize, if you want to, yourself relaxing here. Or repeat a mantra maybe.
I'm just going to start to make little movements again. So you're stretching your arms away to the sides or behind your head, or rocking again. And we'll bring our knees over to our right hand side and just give them a little hug. And then whenever you're ready, then just slowly come to stand. And just take a breath in and a big stretch upward. And exhale and bring the hands down in front. And thanks everyone.